Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of calculating interest. This is standard 8.12D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 4 of the 2016 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So Tamara invested quite a bit of money there, $15,000 into account. And so we've got an annual simple interest rate of 4%. So that's going to be important for us. She will not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. How much interest will Tamara earn on her investment at the end of 3 years? All right. Well, let's take a look because we get one key word here. When we're looking at interest, there's two different types of interest rates that we're learning about in 8th grade: compound interest and simple interest. And so we're going to go to our mathematics chart and we're going to look at simple interest. And you're going to find this. Simple interest equals PRT. Now we've got to know what each of those letters stands for, so let's break that down a little bit more. So I'll put it right there. So we're going to first look at the P, principal. This is the amount of money that you have that is earning interest. Or if you're borrowing money, the amount of money that you're borrowing. And so the principal here is going to be $15,000, but that's why this statement right here is going to be helpful. Tamara will not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. So the principal doesn't change. Because if it's a normal situation, sometimes you might make some additional deposits. You might need to pull some money out for a rainy day. If you add money into there with the deposit, or you take money out for withdrawal, the principal changes and you need to recalculate. So since the principal is not going to change during the 3 years, we don't need to recalculate. It's going to be a very simple calculation. So we're going to multiply that times the R, which is the rate, the interest rate. We've got our 4% right there. And then the T is going to be the time. And that's 3 years. Time can be months, time can be years, it doesn't really matter. And so let's substitute what we know. So our principal is going to be 15,000. We're going to multiply that by, now we got to do a little bit of work here, 4%. We don't want to multiply it by 4. Remember, percent is just a representation of a decimal. Now we're going to need to take our 4%, we're going to need to turn it into a decimal because it's much easier when we multiply decimals. So remember, when we're changing a percent to a decimal, we move the decimal twice to the left. If there is no decimal, it's always after the ones place. 1, 2. So 4% is really 0.04, and that's going to be very important. And then we've got times 3. That's our 3 years. So we just need to multiply those 3. And so what we can do is we can just plug it into our calculator if we want to. You could do it by hand. It just take a little bit of time, but let's go ahead and use our calculator. So 15,000 times 0.04 is going to get you 600. And so these two are going to get you 600. You see that as a possible answer, but that's not it, because that's for 1 year. We need to multiply this by 3 years. So if you take your 600, you multiply that by 3, now you can tell the answer is going to be F. It's going to be that 1,800. So on a $15,000 deposit for 3 years, you're going to get an extra $1,800 in interest. Not too shabby. So our answer is F.